Hey, what's up everyone? Sally here, and today I will be talking about the war epic 1917. If you enjoy this video, please leave me a like, please share the video, and please subscribe for more movie review content. Also, don't forget to hit that ringing bell down below for further notifications on future videos. Now, 1917 is a war film set during the period of World War I, obviously. Two soldiers played by George McKay and Dean Charles Chapman are assigned to give direct orders to stop an attack that could endanger many American soldiers' lives. This movie is gaining so much praise and acclaim. It just won the Golden Globe for Best Motion Picture Drama, and Sam Mendes won Best Director. Sam Mendes, who directed many films like Skyfall, Road to Perdition, and American Beauty, all great films, and this is 1917 here is no exception. The movie is also getting big acclaim for the breakthrough cinematography. If you guys see this movie, notice how many of these sequences do not cut. It is long, continuous shots. It enhances the experience, and I recommend everyone to see it in the best format possible.
If you don't get there in time, we will lose 1,600 men. Your brother among them. Good luck.
So some of the positives here, let's talk about this amazing cinematography here. It's an absolute technical achievement. From the very beginning, you are with the two main characters trudging through the trenches and talking to their commander for their orders. Every emotion and line of dialogue is witnessed without any cuts, which kind of makes it feel more realistic. You feel like you're a part of the movie. But without it cutting, the angle suggests that you are a soldier of war witnessing the action occur, and it becomes more immersive that way. As I mentioned in a previous post, you feel like you're witnessing the grind, the horror, and heartbreak of these characters. But also the other technical elements, the makeup, the visual effects, and the production design are all impressive. The difficulty in these sequences isn't just the camera work, but the fact that they all have to correlate together, that they all have to work in one moment is fantastic. Roger Deakins is the cinematographer, and he's the best working in the business. He's worked on so many amazing films that it doesn't even bother naming them all, but the man is a genius. And to give an example of some of the movies, there's some right here on the wall there. Even for Sam Mendes, he's very divisive in his line of work. He finds a way to envision the story and tell it in a unique way. As for the actors, Dean Charles Chapman and George McKay are fantastic in this movie. They really work well with each other in their chemistry, and little by little you learn something about their characters. Plus, as actors having to work in a one sequence kind of movie, it's difficult. There's also small performances by Colin Firth and Benedict Cumberbatch. They have small roles, but they really have effective characters in the storyline. So it's fantastic. Otherwise, you just see the two soldiers here. And the last sequence is probably my favorite part about this movie. It was extremely effective, and I teared up quite a bit. And I think it really won me over with some of the criticisms I had behind it because it was so emotional and it made more sense towards the end. For some of the mixed things, this isn't a typical war film. It's often at times quiet and very stealth-based and just a high-octane action spectacle, which I liked about that. I enjoyed that part of it, and I think some people might be thrown off about that. I don't know. Many of these one-take movies are promoted as such, but just to let the people know out there, this movie isn't done in one take. There are elongated, beautiful sequences here that are claiming that it's a one-take movie overall, but that's kind of false, and I think that there's moments in here where that's very noticeable. It's not really a problem per se, because many of these sequences are amazing and they're long, but promoting it as a one-take film is misconstrued, and somewhat I kind of feel cheated by that. But it is amazing camera work. And as much as I enjoyed the performances of George McKay and Dean Chapman, their sense of development was pretty iffy at first, but I think it eventually got better towards the end. I think as people to follow, it was hard to get into their sense of personalities, and they seemed a little plain at first. But we eventually learn something about them and sympathize with them. And as much as I don't want to give this movie a negative, I think there are some negatives. The movie serves a purpose for being more methodical and slow building than the typical war films. For example, I think Saving Private Ryan and Hacksaw Ridge are two amazing war films, and they managed to balance out the drama and action involved in it. 1917 at its slow moments kind of kills the sense of energy behind it. Especially at the beginning when the two soldiers are just trudging through no man's land. It takes a long time for something to happen, and I found myself kind of nodding off during it. Overall, I would have to say that a big question for this film is it anti-war? And I will say no, but to some degree, yes. World War I was a terrible, violent war, and it really shouldn't have happened, and the film acknowledges that. The mood is dark and brutal, but in the end, the question that was put in my mind for the story, was it really worth it? Is war the answer? And I think that kind of question messed with me, and I was frozen in my seat when it was over. Overall, I would have to give 1917 the Gold Award. And I think a lot of people were probably expecting a Platinum Award for this movie, but I think that the problems I've come to face with this movie really did kind of not necessarily ruin the experience, but there are moments in here where they're very slow, and I feel like they could have just tightened up the moments a little bit more and kind of balanced it out with a little bit more action. And I know that's kind of not what the movie is trying to do, but I think if it had a good balance, I think it would have been an amazing experience, more than it already is. But I can't discount it for anything. It is an absolute marvel of a movie, and I think it really is emotional, it's effective, it's very violent, and it's very serious. It's not a war movie that I don't think encourages the art of war, but more of really reveling in the darkness of it and what soldiers have gone through during that time. So, hey, thanks guys for watching. If you like this video, please give me a like, please share the video around, and please subscribe for more movie review content. Also, don't forget to hit that ringing bell down below for future notifications on further videos coming up ahead. I have my top 10 movies of the year coming up, probably sometime this weekend, so take a look out for that, guys. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.